A Johnston County woman whose husband and two sons were arrested on terrorism charges says investigators tricked her.
Sabrina Boyd says authorities made her believe her family members were in danger to get them out of their home. WRL's Adam Owens joins us with more on what Boyd claims happened. Adam?
Deborah, Boyd says she was made to believe her husband and sons were hurt in a car crash Monday. Instead, she says they were taken away and cuffed. It has some in an uproar. Others say it may have been the safest way to do things. Sabrina Boyd says when authorities first came to her Johnston County home, there was a man with blood on his shirt and an officer who described a bad car accident.
And that the truck was overturned and none of them had seatbelts on and it was grave and they were bleeding and I needed to be rushed immediately to Duke Hospital.
Boyd says she, her daughter, and pregnant daughter-in-law were taken behind the hospital. They were separated and handcuffed.
And then told us, they're not dying, they're detained, and you better cooperate with us.
Her husband, 39-year-old Daniel Boyd, and two sons, 22-year-old Dylan Boyd and 20-year-old Zakariya Boyd, were arrested on terror-related charges. They were not hurt in a crash.
I had already been through this 2 years prior.
In April 2007, another of Boyd's sons, 16-year-old Luqman Boyd, died in a single-car accident in Johnston County.
It's hard to describe how devastating that would be to any family.
When the Council on American Islamic Relations, a Muslim civil liberties and advocacy organization, heard what happened, they demanded the U.S. Department of Justice investigate.
There's what we're calling a cruel trick played on the family members.
It is not unwarranted. It is not unprecedented.
Frank Perry worked for more than 20 years for the FBI before retiring from the Bureau. He has no connection to the Boyd case, but says ruses like Boyd describes are sometimes used for safety.
Measures that are prudent and necessary to protect law enforcement personnel as well as individuals at the arrest scene.
Daniel Boyd and his sons are accused of providing resources to terrorists. Federal indictments allege Daniel Boyd also had a variety of weapons.
All they needed to do was ring my doorbell. I would have opened the door for them.
We contacted the U.S. Attorney's Office. They had no comment. Perry says in the past, courts have leaned in favor of investigators' tactics like these. Deborah.
Thank you, Adam. You can continue to follow this story on WRL.com. There you can find copies of the indictments against the 7 suspects and what we've learned so far about each man's ties to the triangle. Just type terrorism in the search bar.